What's up, guys, and welcome back to Sober Tube. Today's a really cool day, and I realize that I always say that because I am so excited and I love addicts in recovery so much, and I love the fact that they are willing to bear it all and show it all and keep it real and do this the non-anonymous way. To come out in the real world and be like, yo, I'm an addict and I'm recovered. I'm getting better. I'm in recovery and I'm living life. So today we have a Long Island musical legend. This guy's name is Lem Payne. Lem Payne was a big part of my concert promoting career. Lem Payne has opened for tons of famous artists that you wouldn't even believe me if I told you. And this guy's played in front of thousands of people with his awesome music. And Lem got addicted to alcohol and other things. And Lem is here today to share his story. And after Lem does that, we will be back with an afterthought.
What's up, guys? My name is Lem Payne Jr. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and I'm from Long Island, New York.
Lem, tell me, what was the worst part of your addiction like?
The worst part of my addiction was definitely ruining any vacation, any moment I had. It was pretty much like if I wanted to drive to the doctor's appointment, if I wanted to go to Disney World, if anywhere I went, I had to be drunk. On a plane, I passed out drunk. Everything I was doing was alcohol. I probably replaced about like 5 windshields on my GTI just from being angry. Being verbally abusive to the love of my life, who I'm married to now, Penny Lee. My parents really didn't know much what was going on, so everybody just seen the happy side of Lem, which was crazy, but the worst side of my addiction was definitely that I was tearing my insides up, and I was able to disappear from all problems that I had by just drinking liquor. So like I never really got to the base of any of my problems. I never got to fully experience the successes that I was having in music because I was constantly disappearing from the world by drinking every second of the day. Literally, and I was drinking about 1 liter of alcohol a day, and I don't know if you're supposed to die or not, but that's what I was doing.
Excellent. Now, Lem, how and why did you recover?
I actually recovered because I got pulled over and I got a DV. Then I was scared because this is my first time in the court system. I had no idea how it works, so I was still such a drunk that when I went to court and I went to get into a task program and stuff, I went there literally drunk. Then they made me blow on a breathalyzer and they were like, you can't like take the information here if you're drunk. And then I was like, oh my God. So then I started getting my act together on my own. I went to California for 2 weeks and I worked with Universal recording company for a while, writing for certain artists, and that's when I started to finally sober up because I had so much time to grab a new addiction, which was work. And when I was working, my head started clearing up. I had broken up with my wife at the time. She was my girlfriend at the time. We're actually married now because I sobered the hell up. You know, there's no possible way that my life would have been where it is now if I didn't stop drinking.
Beautiful. Now, tell me, what is life like today compared to your old life?
Life now today, in the beginning it was a little bit rough. I was one of those people that when I quit drinking, I actually went through like hallucinations because my brain was so sedated by the alcohol that when I stopped drinking, I dead cold turkey stopped. So my brain was overstimulating, trying to get dopamine and stuff like that to my head. And I started like having really crazy anxiety attacks. But once that finally passed, the only way that I can describe it, and I describe it like this all the time, is like imagine if you were able to go underwater, and I had these dreams, and you think that you're drowning, and you're drowning and drowning, then you finally just, and you inhale all that water and it goes into your lungs, but for some reason I have gills. So now I can just go to the bottom of the ocean, and I could swim wherever I want. My ears don't get plugged, my nose don't get plugged, and I just breathe water. I feel like I can just go anywhere, do anything, and as long as there's food and water, I'm gonna be good, I'm gonna be happy. Life now is freaking... It's a walk in the park, man. It's a whole different ball game. It was hard in the beginning. The first couple months were hard. They were scary. But I spent a lot of time alone in California, found myself. And the second that my brain came back to a little bit normal, I ran back to the love of my life. I got married. You know what I mean? I got a nice apartment now, and I'm working hard in my music career. And I'm actually making it to appointments. I threw out so many record deals, so many great opportunities I threw in the garbage that I'm repairing relationships with people now. And just life now is just freaking amazing. I have a clean house. I take showers. I do laundry. I cook. It's weird. And I have 4 pets, and they're all alive. It's amazing.
Lem, last question. What advice could you give to somebody that right now is sick and suffering from this disease?
one of the biggest things that I like to tell people who are suffering from addiction, depression, is that the reason that you're suffering is most likely you are an extremely special, important person. You probably have feelings that are a lot more sensitive than most people, and if you have if you have more sensitivity than most people, is the reason that you feel like you might have to numb yourself because you're so sensitive to the world. But if you can get through this and you can get through it and be sobered up and you can get through the depression, you're going to be able to use that sensitivity to be creative. You're going to be able to think of ideas that people who don't have that sensitivity will be able to think of. So you can do it on rice and meat and soda, man. You'll be straight. And when you get through it, it's going to be crazy. You're sensitive for a reason. You're a special person. And those feelings that you feel more sensitive than other people, it's important. And it's important. It makes you who you are. So don't run away from it. Don't numb it. Fall in love with it and fall in love with yourself. And then the world's going to love you. You're going to kill it.
Lem, thank you so much for sharing your story with SoberTube.
Heck yeah, I'm stoked, man. I'm glad to share my story with everybody.
Wow, thank you so much, Lem, and welcome back to SoberTube. Lem, thank you so much for coming in here and keeping it real, not sugarcoating. Alcohol took so much away from you. Your addiction took so much away from you, and now you're pulling it all back. It's all coming back. And you know what's amazing? Lem came over today with his wife, and I could see how proud his wife is of him. And that's the amazing thing about this program. It's not just about putting down the drink or putting down the drugs. It's about regaining relationships. It's about making amends. It's about family and friends being proud of us and no longer having to worry about us and stay up all night being like, oh, I hope he comes home. What's he going to do tonight? Is he going to break another windshield? Is he going to disappear for 3 days? That's what I do. I start drinking and drugging. I don't come home. And everybody is like, what is going to happen next? And Lem Payne, with your 6 months, man, that might as well be 6 years. That might as well be 600 years. Because sometimes just putting it together, 1 day of sobriety is amazing. And if you didn't use today, how many times was that impossible? You didn't use for 6 months? How many times was 6 months an impossible desire of yours? I put together 7 years. That feels like 7 million. I used to wake up every single day and go, how am I going to do this again? What scam? What lie? Who am I going to cheat? What am I going to steal? How am I going to get drunk and high today? How am I going to feed this beast that I am? And when you finally recover, you exhale and you could finally just be like, thank God I'm alive. And now I want to get better. And now that I'm better, I just want to help other people get better. If you or someone you know is suffering from this addiction, share this series SoberTube. Subscribe. Be proud. You are not alone. There are millions of us suffering, and there's millions of us recovering. Which one do you want to be? Suffering or recovering? My name is Brian. Thank you for choosing SoberTube. How hard are you willing to work to change your life?